From London, Orax Revenge.
Great paintwork, fearsome. So's the axe weapon with its 3 interchangeable blades. The shell's 4mm thick, strong aluminium, strengthened in vulnerable areas by thick polycarbonate.
My name is Peter Reynolds, this is Barry Davis and Pete Stanmore, and this is our robot, Orax Revenge. As you can see, we've got 2 main weapons. We have these tusks at the front, which we will ram our opponent with, and when they're impaled upon these tusks, we then stab them with this mighty axe, like so.
From Southampton, Stegosaurus.
Looks steely and spiky too. Has a lifting weapon, 2 750-watt motor driven. Team member Peter Rowe's heroes, Mickey Mouse. Will Stegosaurus roar or squeak?
Robotiers, stand by.
Orax Revenge, lean, green and mean. Peter Reynolds at the controls there on the right-hand side says he's a couch potato. And Stegosaurus with
3,
Dan King, Peter
2,
Rowe and Rob Heisman.
1. Activate.
Orax Revenge first to move with that axe weapon and also the spikes there, aiming to grip hold of Stegosaurus. But the dinosaur turns away and comes on the attack itself and drives with great power there. Orax Revenge onto the arena wall. Orax Revenge slamming down with the hammer, but look at that power from Stegosaurus. That was tremendous stuff. Driving again here. It has the greater power, it would seem to me. Orax Revenge, the more penetrating weapons, that's for certain. But look at this power once more from Stegosaurus. Slamming against the arena wall. This is impressive stuff here. And I thought Stegosaurus was the underdog going into this battle. It's not proving that way. Orax Revenge trying to get the weapon in play, finding difficulty against the far nippier and more manoeuvrable Stegosaurus. Moving away. There you can see the little LED blinkers on the front of Stegosaurus, 2 of them. Its main weapon, of course, the spike at the back, the lifting ram. Oh! And Orax Revenge is in the pit and out. And that's tremendously impressive from Stegosaurus. A real surprise. Driving Orax Revenge back and back and back. And look at that, down in the pit. Power, precision, great control. And that's what Robot Wars is all about. The mighty humbled. And Orax Revenge smoking. And also taking punishment from the house robots, Matilda's saw, also dead metal here with a great circular saw blade. And they want a little piece of metal, the axe from Shunt too. Here's Killalot on the left-hand side. Oh, Stegosaurus, stay away, stay away.
Cease.
Stegosaurus reap revenge. Let's hear it for Stegosaurus. They go through.
Stegosaurus with the flipper and the speed.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
And what Tom Moy needs at the controls of Henry is a good start here, and it has not come. There's something wrong. They're still stuck on the arena wall. Stegosaurus backs back for a big front assault. Can Tom get Henry going? Yes, he can. Just about. That was a fitful start, though, and a major worry. Stegosaurus looks a little bit pensive. Were they being sucked into some sort of trap there, he wonders. Meanwhile, Henry's front spikes seem to have embedded it on the arena wall, and again, they do have problems here. And in comes Stegosaurus with the ram onto the picture of Granny. I wonder how Granny's getting on there. Don't mess with Granny was the message from the Henry team. Stegosaurus, meanwhile, had problems trying to get away from the flame pit. Lacking traction, it seemed. Oh, Henry nearly flipped over by the spike. Dodging in behind Sergeant Bash. Now, there's an intelligent move for you. Exactly. What are you going to do now, Henry? Well, it's not hooray, Henry, because it wasn't a very good move, let's be honest. I think Sergeant was a little bit kind on letting you out there. I think Sergeant was taken by surprise, to be honest. And the tactic. Now Henry's tactic is to take on Shunt. Very strange here from Tom and his kids. And that's what Shunt thinks of Henry. And there the spike again. It's been a problem throughout. Its undoing is the front spike embedding on the arena wall. And Shunt comes in for the punishment of Henry. Drags Henry away. And there, well, I think we've had the whack of the blade of Shunt about 6 times. The 6 blades of Henry, perhaps. Oh! And in goes Stegosaurus with another crumpling run. Look at this. Oh, dear. Magnificent stuff from the Stegosaurus team. And meanwhile, Henry's now caught by the jet of flame. And the smart paintwork, well, goodness knows what's happened to Granny, meanwhile. The smart paintwork is being scratched. Ah, dear. That's Sergeant Bash's claw. That is dead metal, elevating the circular saw to come in. Oh, look at that. Henry hacked. Henry hold. Hideous Henry. And Granny's getting a haircut. Well, it's a little bit of a head-splitting headache for Granny. And again, slicing in dead metal. And the poor old Henry team. Stegosaurus. Dan King's hero is Jimi Hendrix. There he is, all along his own watchtower. And David Crosby and the Napalm team. Can they make a silk purse out of a sow's ear?
3, 2, 1. Activate.
This for a place in the Robot Wars Series semi-final. Tentative opening. Stegosaurus with the slam again. On that front shovel of napalm. Difficult to slam into it, as Stegosaurus did against Henry in its last fight. I don't think that weapon of napalm's too punishing, let's be honest. Stegosaurus with the shunt now, back into shunt in the CPZ. Napalm riding high up on Stegosaurus and crumpled. But it does look like a pile of old junk when you look at it like that. Napalm doesn't look as if it'll be long before bits start falling off. Stegosaurus again with the powerful drive. Look at this, straight onto the snow plough of shunt up in the air against the arena wall. Dragged back for another go. Tattered and torn. The dreams perhaps of Claire Greenaway, Vicky Allgood and David Crosby in that napalm team from the Dartford score. Again, Stegosaurus on the attack. Dan King and Peter Rowan, Rob Heisman, look here, as if they've got this heat final sewn up. Napalm can't get away at the moment. I think they're trying to get it away from the arena wall. Instructions from Vicky to her head teacher. Maybe detention next week for Napalm, but not in the arena, I don't think. Not going to be around much longer. Or, I don't know, because Stegosaurus has been pushed against the arena wall now, and in comes Shunt. And now, the heat final favourites are in trouble. Stegosaurus on its side. That's good work by Napalm to recover from their dreadful start. And it's the turn of the Stegosaurus boys to manoeuvre itself away. They did well, actually. I thought for a minute they were wobbling. In comes the dinosaur. Oh, and the front is rendered and ripped apart. Look at this. Slammed against the arena wall again, flapping. And that's not just the team up there in the control box. That's the robot too. Dragged towards Killalot. Pushed back again into the centre of the arena. House Robot's hungry for a little taster of napalm. It might have napalm breath. Ooh, you wouldn't want to get in the way of that. But it certainly is not setting this heat final aflame yet. Napalm. Spiking the arena floor. That, of course, is where the pit normally is. But not for a heat final like this. Skimming over the top and straight onto the grinding, lancing weapon of Killalot. Into the guts of Napalm. Desperately trying to stay alive. But the writing is not just on the front of Napalm, it's on the wall. Brave to the end. Stegosaurus a little nudge. Killalot with the grasp. Looks to me as if something's falling off the front of Napalm too. Bent and buckled. Look at that, absolutely destroyed. In comes Stegosaurus. How is it still moving? What a brave effort from Napalm. Looks like some old car that's been through the mill and crumpled in a wrecker's yard. And he's still going, just about, and on the attack, would you believe, right at the end.
cease.
Well, that's a tremendous final.
Well, while the judges make their decision, let's look at some highlights from that battle.
Stegosaurus on the attack early on. Points will be scored with that drive. Back comes Napalm. No damage sustained. Riding piggyback on Stegosaurus and the scales of the old dinosaur. But then, this was the surprise. Napalm attacking, Stegosaurus on the arena wall. Eventually getting out, though, and the end damage, and I'm sure terminal, was sustained by Napalm.
And we have a unanimous decision. Not much of a surprise there. The winner is Stegosaurus.
Roboteers, stand by.
It is a good robot, Gravedigger. Slightly bent and buckled, bruised. And there's the
3,
Stegosaurus boys.
2,
Among their heroes,
1.
Mickey Mouse, Jimi Hendrix, the guitar player. Will they strum a tune of victory here? Darting away from Gravedigger. Classic wedge shape on Gravedigger. With the lifting arm, don't forget, powered by CO2 gas, the hydraulic ram. Love the little eyes on the front of Stegosaurus. And although we've said it before in the series, we can't praise high enough the Roboteers for the standard of design and the care and attention put into these robots. Just for us to smash them up. Gravedigger being pushed away by Stegosaurus, already scratched on the side there, the lettering of Stegosaurus, you can see. Now being pushed by Gravedigger dangerously backwards to the arena wall and Killalot. The camera on the front of Killalot, you can see there its power as it pushes it straight back onto Gravedigger. Almost falling, Stegosaurus. Gravedigger in the ascendancy here. Stegosaurus has something to do. Lacks real weaponry power, I would say, at this level of Robot Wars. Has a little lifting spiked tail. And needs to bring that into play there. I thought it was going to drive at the side of Gravedigger, but it didn't come off. Top of the picture, dead metal awaits if anything comes loose or goes towards its corner patrol zone, the CPZ. Gravedigger's lifting arm can also be used as a SRE-mech mechanism, a self-righting mechanism, and also lifts Stegosaurus up onto its side, but it comes crashing down. Matilda comes out to play. Stegosaurus bashes into Gravedigger. Dan King, Peter Owen, Rob Heisman. Now it's Stegosaurus doing the pushing. Cost £1,500 to build. Gravedigger, the more expensive at £2,400. Stegosaurus pushing. Jonathan Chaplin at the controls of Gravedigger, a good driver, says Dave. Now, this is nervy stuff, isn't it? And it'll go to the judges, that's for sure. Very tight, this
Cease.
A very close battle that was. While the judges make their decision, let's have a look at some highlights.
Don't forget, they're judging on style, control, damage caused, aggression. Here, Gravedigger trying to move in on the attack on Stegosaurus, head to head, but it's Gravedigger doing the pushing. That could be one of the most significant moments of this battle. Again, Gravedigger thrusting against Stegosaurus. I think Gravedigger was the more aggressive of the two, to be honest. But then it's not up to me, it's up to the judges. Matilda pushes Gravedigger away. Stegosaurus, this time pushing Gravedigger back, using that little tail at the rear end. Very even, isn't it?
And the judges have made the decision. The dinosaurs are not extinct yet. Stegosaurus goes through.
Well, what do I know? Wrong again, then.
Roboteers, stand by.
Stegosaurus from the mists of time. Dan, Peter and Rob, and Beast of Bodmin like the Cornish legend Trelawney, up to fight for the name of the duchy. Beast of Bodmin cruising slowly. Stegosaurus rolls away. They're the wedge shape on the front of Beast of Bodmin, slightly bashed and dented, but of course, scars of war, worthy trophies. At this stage, they've come such a long way. They've never failed to reach the semi-finals. The team from Beast of Bodmin, Roadblock champions of the first series. Stegosaurus done magnificently to get this far. I think they've surprised all of us, to be honest. Bumping and pushing. Ooh, one of the eyes shut. I think they've got a black eye, Beast of Bodmin. Chris Kinsey, the team captain at the controls. Stegosaurus pushing back on Beast of Bodmin. Well, a curious, myopic look now. Beast of Bodmin becomes something of a cyclops. Can't get its own weaponry into gear either. I think Beast of Bodmin has a real problem here. Stegosaurus nervously nudging away, almost as if it can't quite believe what it's done here. Look there at the punishment! Shunt on the top of Beast of Bodmin. Well, Beast of Bodmin lifted into the air. Great weight, almost pulling Shunt over. But is the Beast immobilised here? Is the Beast of Bodmin more myth than reality? A wry smile on the face of Peter Kinsey, who once showed off his technology projects to the Prince of Wales. At the moment, it's the house robots showing off because they sense a kill. Shall Trelawney live or shall Trelawney die? 10,000 Cornish men will ask the reason why. The reason why you are immobilised, boys from the Beast of Bodmin. And in comes Shunt. Oh, and over goes the great flipper. Beast of Bodmin rolls upright. They're laughing through it all, but they know they're a beaten force.
It is safe to go back on the moors because the beast has been tamed by Stegosaurus. Well, guys, you're through to the grand final. Yep. Did you think you'd get this far?
Nope. Didn't think we'd make it through the first round.
What's your strategy going to be now? Because you're going to be up against some tough robots.
Just keep plugging away at them and hope they die before us.
Die before us, Stegosaurus. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Stegosaurus. Well done, lads.
Hypnodisc looks so deadly. They're the Rose Boys, and they're Stegosaurus.
2,
and the underdogs.
activate.
Hypnodisc getting that spinning disc up to speed. That's an interesting attack by Stegosaurus. On the back door. Now Hypnodisc almost backing into Matilda in the corner patrol zone. You really don't want to do that, boys. And Stegosaurus, likewise, nearly coming head-to-head with Shunt. You go into that corner patrol zone, the house robot can attack you. Trying to stay out of arm's reach. That's good driving by Stegosaurus. Spinning quickly. Great maneuverability, but a gash down the side nonetheless. Look at that power and venomous ability of the spinning disc of the Hypno Boys. They turn quickly. A frontal assault, not as dangerous. You can see the puncture mark on the side. Now they crash into the lifting tail, the spiked tail of Stegosaurus, which has claimed victim in the past, but not so far in this elimination round for the place in the grand final against Chaos 2. Hypnodisc's rotating blade has been slowed, and this is a very plucky performance by Stegosaurus. Many people thought this would be over in a trice. And again, they're on the attack. They're showing good aggression here. Should it go to the judges? I think there's a gouge at the front of Stegosaurus. They're trying to get their lifting arm moving and flicking up and down. It's a question of staying out of reach, trying to last in there, hoping that the Hypnodisc boys drive themselves into the house robots or the pits, I guess. But I think this is a marvellous display against the Rose family by the Stegosaurus boys. Is that Hypno blade slightly buckled? I don't know. A tremendous charge coming in there. Turning again. coming in on the attack. Another gouge down the side of Stegosaurus. It certainly has sustained far more damage in this elimination round. Have they ground themselves to a halt here? Stegosaurus, has it been immobilised? Oh, I don't know. In comes Hypnodisc again. Look at the great scratches and slices out of the side of Stegosaurus. The tail is moving. The tracks are still moving. But there's no control. Look, slammed against the arena wall. And now I think they are dead.
Cease.
The tracks have stopped. They're immobilised. And Hypnodisc are the winners. And the damage caused there to Stegosaurus decisive.
From Southampton, Kronos.
Heaviest in the heat at 80.3 kilos, Kronos lost to Scudder in the first round of the last wars. The pneumatic weapon can crush its 7,500 kilo force, and the lifter can hoist a double-decker bus. And here's the team with their previous creation, Zeus, losing to Scudder in the third wars. Not enough power or control. Julian Raffle at the controls and into the pits. And out they went.
Hi, I'm Mark, and this is our robot Kronos, and this is the team captain Julian.
Hi, this is a different machine. He's a pneumatic crusher and flipper. Difference with this, he runs on airbags to flip this big weapon over, so he flips at the back, crushes at the front. Armour piercing tip. It should make a nice few holes and probably squash a few robots.
From Loughton in Essex, Crusader 2.
The pneumatic lifting arm can lift the robot's own 78.9 kilo weight. 2 spikes are also attached to the ram. The shell's polycarbonate. 2 motors drive the 6 aluminium wheels. And in the pinball challenge in the last wars, they didn't exactly provide us with a barrel full of laughs. Steady, but lacking in ambition. Had a love affair with those barrels, and that was about it. From Crusader.
Right there with the Crusader 2 team. This is our robot. It's a 6-wheeled, fully invertible robot. The middle wheels are slightly bigger than the ends so that we can get a very fast rate of spin. The drives are given by a dual redundant chain drive. So if one chain snaps, another one takes over. We've got a high pressure air ram that can lift about 80 kilograms and has 3 controllable positions.
From Romsey, Siege number 7, Steg 2.
Back again after reaching the semi-finals last time. It has a CO2-powered pneumatic flipper, an electric 750-watt motor, and the shell is aerospace aluminium and polycarbonate. As Stegosaurus in the third wars, they crushed Napalm, destroying the effort from the Dartford Girls' School in Essex, but then was scarred badly by Hypnodisc and went no further.
Hello, this is Steg 2. We're back for the wars this year because we got demolished last year by Hypnodisc in the grand final programme, come joint third, Firestorm. With a totally new robot this year, bigger and better than last year. New, more powerful lifting tail, running at about 1,000 psi. She's faster, she's bigger, she's better, and hopefully she's going to go all the way.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's the Kronos team, Julian and Mark Raffle, bankrupting the family business, it seems. Steg 2, Rob Heasman, Dan King and Peter Rowe. And Crusader 2, Richard Jessup, Reg Clayton and Chris Williams.
2, 1.
Steg 2, the 7th sees there on the left. Crusader immediately on the attack. Here's that stronger flipper arm. We saw, but the Steg 2 boys slammed against the arena wall into the CPZ, and that means that Dead Metal, one of the house robots, can come in, weighing in at a sturdy 112 kilos, Dead Metal. Battery-powered engine, mighty powerful. You go into that area, you can be attacked by the house robots. At the moment, Steg 2 backing on in there as well, which is dangerous. Kronos with a razor-type claw. Now, we've seen Razor go out of the competition. Look at this power, though, by Steg 2. Kronos flip, rolling, tumbling onto the arena floor. Great attack there by the Steg team. Kronos surviving, though. Crusader on the attack on Steg 2. Steg 2 on fire, it seems, there. A worry for Steg. Certainly, the top of the robot is flickering with flame. Kronos driving into the CPZ again, that's a danger. Crusader 2 doing all the work here and very, very impressive. Steg 2 and Kronos side by side. The pit begins to descend. Steer away from that. Crusader, 5mm ground clearance. 6 wheels, aluminium wheels. Polycarbonate shell doing well. Now Kronos is in the CPZ again. In the claws of dead metal. It's a worthy technique and tactic to drive your opponent in there. And I think now that Kronos can be attacked by all the house robots. May well be. So too Steg 2 driving on in there. That's Bash. But dead metal pins Kronos in its mighty pincers. And causing damage there as well onto the back of Kronos. The shell composite, aircraft-grade aluminium and Macrolon won't hold on there. This is Kill-A-Lot. Lifting Kronos up. Sergeant Bash wants to have a little bit of Kronos as well. The initial damage going into the CPZ, then the house robots can come into play. Crusader, a slam on Steg 2. Something came up there, but it's Kronos. Time has run out on Kronos in the heat. And they can go back to their laundry and dry cleaning. If it's still there.
Roboteers, stand by.
Will they be iron all washed up? From Somerset, father and son, the Grimms. Steg 2, Rob Heisman, Dan King, Peter Rowe in there.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Well, a very slow, not too steady start. That's the slowest we've had in Robot Wars. Especially mutual respect, gauging each other out, I wonder. And all just standing, watching. Steg 2, this is tentative blow of the axe. Oh, goodness me! That's power from Steg 2, CO2 power flipper. Iron Ore rights itself using the axe. They're jumping around there like firecrackers. Look at it. Like Mexican beans out there. In goes Steg 2 again. Iron Ore flipping itself up. And they jump again. Terrific stuff. Now Iron Ore, the axe blade comes down. He jump once again. Is there an earthquake out there, I wonder, on the arena floor? Hardly. Will the earth move for either of these robots as they try and get through? The series semi-final, don't forget. That's the aim here in this heat. That's always a worry. They know the pit is there when it starts to descend. Very tentative stuff, though. They may be leaping around a little bit, but it's ponderous. Iron Ore up onto its side. Steg 2 trying to justify its number 7 seeding in the competition. You can see there the tracks of Iron Ore. That's a comparative rarity these days, a tracked robot in Robot Wars. Iron Ore hinged by dead metal. Can't get the axe to work. Had the problems early on. Now the axe comes down, a little bit too late. Perhaps, oh goodness me, shunt on the attack. And Matilda's toppled over. Steg 2 getting in underneath and showing us Matilda's underbelly. Do we really want to see it? I don't think so. The blade has gone from Iron Ore. Have a look at this. Children don't have nightmares with what you're going to see of Matilda's underbelly, please. But Kill-A-Lot exacts revenge and Iron Ore's weapon goes snapped off like some flower stalk there. Flower power. Iron Ore turns Robot War hippie. And the Grimm brothers, hippies that hold your leggies on in Robot Wars, you're out of it.
Both robots were still moving at the end, so we've gone for a judge's decision. But whilst they make a decision, let's look at some of the highlights of that bruising encounter.
Robot Wars fleas, hopping and leaping around the arena floor they were early on. Who was the more aggressive here? Style and control? You sure? But at the end, look at the damage sustained by Iron Ore. I think that's terminal, really. Oh, yeah.
The judges have chosen Steg 2! Well...
Roboteers, stand by.
Which is the fitter robot here to survive the heat final?
Activate.
Mortis immediately on the attack. Have they got any weapons, though? Steg 2. What is the durability of that bulletproof casing? Dear, oh dear. Mortis just off the arena wall on the attack. It's not moving smoothly, is it, Mortis? Is there something wrong with the control? more than just the fact that it's hung over Rob Knight's shoulders. It's a strange one, isn't it? Rather tentative here. Oh, there goes that mighty, powerful pneumatic whip weapon. CO2 powered, as we've said before. There's Killalot coming out. And the Mortis lifting arm is raised on high and could well be jammed up there. We haven't seen the axe either. Mortis has no weapons, it seems. Steg 2 has very little manoeuvrability. They have limped their way into the heat final. There goes the axe now. They were simply holding it back, Mortis, were they? Did they suck Steg 2 into a false sense of security? Can they retrieve the axe and bring it down? Steg 2! There goes the big flipper! Hoist still off there! You Mortis boys! Hoisted by their own petard, perhaps. Crunching onto the arena floor. The arm spindly and out of action, just flopping lazily and inactive there. And Mortis once again, a bit not more than they can chew here. In the pit, say the audience. I will give them immense credit, Rob Knight, Arthur Chilcott, Paul Ford the Newboy for coming back again. Robot Wars ever present, and they deserve our applause for that. But it's going to be more disappointment for the Nottinghamshire and Cambridge team. Not a lot to talk about. For Mortis, Steg 2 have won the heat.
Robotiers, stand by.
There's Chaos 2. George Francis, Robot Wars veteran at the controls there. Ian Swan and his son Richard with him. And Steg 2 with Rob Heisman. He's the bearded man on the right-hand side. Dan King at the controls.
2, 1. Activate.
Interesting to see whether or not Steg 2's power has been repaired. It is vital to them. Strengthened for this series of Robot Wars. Tries a flip. And Chaos 2 gets immediately in underneath Steg 2 and in 8mm ground clearance to attack. And Chaos 2 found that gap. And already we've seen the power of George Francis's flipper there. Chaos 2 tries to reply. We've seen the danger already of the reigning champions. There he is in the controls, an amateur physicist. He loves his astronomy, loves his photography, and takes a snapshot of Chaos 2 in trouble. Only momentarily, though, because it has the Shremek so vital, invaluable for Robot Wars, a self-running mechanism. And on the attack on Steg 2 again, pushing against the arena wall. Down comes Steg 2. Great battle, this. Flip and a flop. A hop, skip and a jump battle in the series semi-final. The first of our semi-finals in Steg 2. Just dragged into that CPZ, the corner patrol zone. Don't forget, the house robots can then come out and attack. You're knocked into the CPZ. Steg 2 on its side now. And that's the vulnerability of a Shremek. If you're topsy-turvied, you can use it. But once you're on your side, can the Steg 2 team, Rob Heisman, Dan King and Peter Rowe now right Steg 2? I don't think so. I think it's all over for Steg 2 after a very good opening few moments in this battle. Flipped up by the arena flipper there. It rolled 2 or 3 meters, tries to right itself, can't. Oh, all over for Steg 2. And they started so promisingly.
Tornado.
It's invertible, runs both ways up. It's the heavier and slower of the two. The 15-kilo spinning disc is new, and it'll come at you like a storm.
Hi, my name's Andrew Marchant. This is Brian Moss. This is David Gamble. We are Team Tornado. Remember how we pushed all the other robots around last year? Well, we're going to do the same this year because we have this. Everybody, beware.
From Lord's Hill in Southampton, 3 Stegs to heaven.
Grand finalists in the past with Stegosaurus and semi-finalists with Steg 2. They're back with a new robot, a spinning cutter, but they haven't used their full weight allowance and they could be, therefore, a pushover.
Hi, I'm Peter. This is Danny. That's Richard. This is 3 Stegs to Heaven, and we're going to kick some robot butt.
Robotiers.
Engineer Danny King at the controls of 3 Stegs. And there's Andrew Marchant with Tornado. Here are our 2 house robots. The pincer and saw of dead metal. Deadly. Even more formidable. 280 kilos.
3, 2, 1.
So, it's Tornado, immediately advancing at the cold front on 3 Stegs to heaven, driving it into the arena sidewalks. 3 Stegs gets away, can get up to 16 miles an hour, which is fairly quick. Andrew Marchant, electroacoustic engineer at the controls of Tornado, steering 3 Stegs to heaven around. Always 3 Stegs, dragging it around there. You can see the spinning cutter on the front of 3 Stegs. Grand finalists with Stegosaurus in Series 3, semi-finalists with Steg 2 in Series 4. They'll go no further here. If Sir Killalot has its way, and the crowd want the end of 3 Stegs to heaven, it's been 3 tottering, teetering, stumbling steps to oblivion. More like steps to heaven, and they're already beaten. They feel they're beaten. The spinning disc is spinning, but they're going nowhere. Look at the great jaws there, right in behind the wheel of 3 Stegs to heaven. Now Tornado can come in with a side slam. They're not yet immobilised. One wheel is spinning, but the right wheel has stopped. Something's come off it, I think. Something's trailing. A little bit of chain, I think it was. The chain drive of one of the wheels of 3 Stegs is gone. And the armour plating now will give very little protection. From Killalot in there, from Dead Metal in there, and of course the arena floor flipper. Well, it couldn't toss 96 kilos too far, but the destructive damage has surely been done. And Tornado will breeze through here. The crumpling, cold steel effect of Killalot's great crushing jaws. And 3 Stegs to heaven is spun, flicked, tries to get away. Poor old Danny King. His engineer pals are going nowhere fast, let's be honest. They're trying to limp away using the cutter to gain some sort of forward momentum. It's not going to come. And I think Andrew Marchant and the Tornado boys have won it. Technically, it has to go to the judges, but they look comfortable enough. You see, 3 Stegs wasn't ultimately immobilised, pushed around by Tornado. But Tornado couldn't finish them off. Slammed against the arena wall. They're really way ahead on points. There's 3 Stegs being lifted away by Killalot. Can only be 1 winner, but the disturbing thing for the Tornado team, they didn't finish them off. Neither did the arena floor flipper either. Wasn't a bag of fun, though, was it, for 3 Stegs? It wasn't a house robot, nearly the pit, or the flame pit. It was Tornado doing damage. Can only be 1 winner. And there it is, confirmed. It is Tornado and Andrew Marchant's team victorious through to the quarterfinals of the All-Stars.
From Lord's Hill, 3 Stegs to heaven.
Runs both ways up with a weapon at one end, a spinning cutter. They haven't used the full weight allowance and built the robot as lightly as they could to maximise speed and a nimble turning circle, twice successfully through the heats in previous wars.
From Guildford, 11.
A large stainless steel walker with hydraulic jaws, double the weight of non-walking robots. That's allowed in the rules. Very slow, just 1 mile an hour, and a turning circle the size of a small swimming pool.
Roboteers, stand by.
3 Stegs to heaven. Previous grand finalists, semi-finalists, Peter Rowe, Danny King and Richard Francis. And 11. What an awkward-looking machine for James Eagling, the son of Peter. The weapons operator, James is 9. Sergeant Bash is a lot older. Grizzly, our house robot with the flamethrower. And Shunt has the axe and the scoop and the menace.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Redbot backs away, the green light for go. And what an impressive machine this is. Wonderful engineering has gone into this hydraulic 11 machine, stepping forward. 3 Stegs on the attack. Trying to get it spinning. Cutter, oh, to sever a hydraulic pipe, and it has done. Hydraulic fluid being spewed all over the arena floor. That, of course, was always likely to be its Achilles heel, to be attacked by Peter Rowan, Danny King and Richard Francis and the three Stegs team. And little James, there's very little he can do about this now, because I don't think 11 can really move forward. Certainly its hydraulic jaws have been negated. Ooh, they're trying to rip more cabling out from underneath 11. But what a feat of engineering. Dad Peter, what a clever chap he is. Apart from building robots, he programs generic algorithms and genetic programs. I can't even read the words. And three Stegs may not be reading this situation very well either. Look, I think they're snagged on 11 on the cabling. You can hear the wheels trying to spin and gain purchase and back away, but they can't get away. They're locked together. And 11's legs are still moving. And a sad sag of the weapon too. The refbot is in, and I think the refbot is counting them both down to a judge's decision.
Cease.
Steg snagged. The judges note that three Stegs caused damage, but then 11 hung on in there. Locked together then at the end. It's up to you, the judges.
The judges have made their decision. Do you think you won?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
1 out of 10, Craig.
1 out of 10. I've got bad news for you.
They've gone for three Stegs to heaven.
Roboteers, stand by.
The refbots had a word. Paul Snook meant kill robots, not people. We've checked. He's okay. 3 Stegs to heaven, boys. Peter and Danny and Richard, and there's the tetanus machine. Don't touch it, says Paul Snook and Conrad and Luke. Matilda's in the arena once again. Watch for the flywheel. 27 kilos of power. And of course, you have to watch out for the flames of Sergeant Bash.
3, 2, 1.
This for a place in the heat final against Bigger Brother then. A spin of 3 Stegs. It's the quicker machine, slightly lighter, flat, can run both ways up with the spinning cutter there, you see, against the prongs of tetanus, driving forward, trying to catch hold. Difficult to see what damage that spinning disc of 3 Stegs can do, because you see the side brace there on tetanus to protect its armour, if you like, and 3 Stegs driven against the angle grinder. Sparks fly. I think the damage is superficial. The refbot just coming in to check. Grand finalists with one of their previous machines, Stegosaurus. That's Paul Snook and his son Conrad and his nephew Luke. And tetanus here, certainly the more aggressive machine, and 3 Stegs, though the more experienced, looks to be worried, but there you can see damage finally done by that spinning disc. And one of the tetanus prongs came flying completely off. They're in and they're trying to lift 3 Stegs out of the arena here. And it's balanced very delicately. The machine and the battle, I would say. Very delicate. This one is poised. They try to crumple down with the main prong. The weaponry of 3 Stegs grinding away at thin air. The refbot has a glance. The wheels of 3 Stegs are spinning. It is not yet immobilised. They were held together, locked together, and the refbot can come in and break them up like that. 3 Stegs is certainly still moving, though on one wheel, I think. That turning circle now, of course, strictly limited, and tetanus seem to be certainly now in peril. I don't think the 3 Stegs boys have an opponent that is mobile. Tetanus have stopped. The refbot agrees with me, and tetanus being counted out after a bright start. They didn't get the jab in, and their needle was blunted. 3 Stegs got the needle and put them out. Tetanus counted down by the refbot, which means, oh, you know the rest by now, the house robots can come in for the kill. and put them in the pit as the audience wants. Onto the flames. Pit, 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 pit. Burn, burn, burn. In comes the sergeant. Well, he can add a lick of flame and a shove into the pit. Protect this. Can't cock a sniff at that team. They've gone out. 3 Stegs to Heaven go through to the heat final.
From Brighton, Bigger Brother. From Lord's Hill, 3 Stegs to Heaven. Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the heat final, from the House Robots' point of view, Shunt. And there with him, Sir Killalot once again, the original master of mechanical mayhem.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Whatever happens, Bigger Brother, one of the most improved robots we've ever seen. 3 Stegs needs to dance away from that flipper, cause damage. Whoa, with its spinning cutter. Oh, and on the flame pit, they need to get away from there, otherwise the electrics are going to be burnt out. Just getting away, still torch. Bigger Brother on the attack again. 3 Stegs trying to dodge the Killalot. Don't go near the arena sidewall. 3 Stegs, we see what Bigger Brother can do. They're relentless, Bigger Brother. In goes that shovel-like front flipper again. They're getting closer and closer. 3 Stegs to Heaven. Almost out. Bigger Brother. One tactic for little Joe and his dad Ian and Ellie as well. Obvious secret addiction. Shuts up and over as well. You've seen Bigger Brother before in Robot Wars. You would have never guessed this could happen. Never in a million light years. Shunt is furious. Sir Killalot wants revenge on anything. Grapples with 3 Stegs. Unfortunately, you're going to bear the brunt of House Robots' fury, 3 Stegs. Bigger Brother wisely staying out of the damage area. Refbot coming in to protect 3 Stegs from Sir Killalot's wrath. Bigger Brother on the attack again. They're back on that arena sidewall. They can't do anything about it, Peter and Danny and Richard. Look at Bigger Brother, nippy around the arena, 12 miles an hour. Catch me if you can, catch me if you can. No, that's a little bit too ambitious. Ian, don't try and flip Killalot. I wouldn't. Whoa! Well, it was a novel attack route. Yes, you're probably wise to get away from there. But 3 Stegs to Heaven. Well, the Refbots have taken a glance. A wheel was spinning. I think they are technically still mobile. Yes, back they come now. 3 Stegs to Heaven into the fight. Sir Killalot after Bigger Brother. You were unwise to take on Sir Killalot. But Bigger Brother, what an irritating little machine it is. What a fascinating little machine. Turns away, spins once again. All the aggression in this heat final, don't forget for a place in our series semi-finals later on, has come from Bigger Brother. 3 Stegs again, upended. Bashes down. We know it can run both ways up. Bigger Brother slamming it onto the sidewall once again. Can 3 Stegs get away now, Ellie? What do you think? Are you pointing a way out of the arena? Refbot, have a look. I think Ellie might have been saying she thinks 3 Stegs are immobile now. And certainly the Refbot agrees with her. You're seconds away here, Ellie, from a famous victory. 3 seconds to go before 3 Stegs to Heaven are counted out. And Bigger Brother have famously won this heat final. What a performance, what an improved robot, what a success story. And what enjoyment they've had. So Killalot fumes. 3 Stegs, we warned you. The House Robots want revenge for the attack on Shunt. And you're going to get it from just about every corner now. Getting down into the pit. Oh, Bigger Brother, gallantry. They've all ended up in there. Sir Killalot, not the brainiest, let's be honest.
Cease.
Just about surviving. Did I say that? He knows where I live.